Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Today's video is just going to be a little about me video. First off, just to get the perverted jokes out of the way, my birthday, June 9th. Stop and think about it. 6 month, 9th day? Yeah, you guys will get the drift pretty damn fast. Favorite colors? Black, blood red, midnight purple, and hunter green. It's obviously not everybody's first choice, but those are my first choices for favorite colors. Total Walking Dead fan. Absolutely love that show. And I am definitely on the Daryl Dixon bandwagon. New Orleans. I have this major obsession with New Orleans. I would love to go there one day before I die, but if it doesn't work out, if it works out that I can't, just due to timing, finances, whatever, I'm not going to be disappointed. I've lived enough of the New Orleans lifestyle through books and TV shows, etc., etc., to actually feel like I've actually been there. Favorite period in history? In 1920, from 1920 to 1959. I don't know what it is about that time frame, but I absolutely love it. I think it could be a lot of it just the lifestyle, the people led back then, the architecture, the music, and all that other fun stuff. If I could find a way to merge that lifestyle with a modern lifestyle, I'd be in heaven. Okay, what else? Music-wise, I've said this in a previous vlog, I like damn near all kinds of music. Growing up, there was a lot of country played in my house and a lot of music from the 50s and the 60s played. On my own, I discovered the 80s hair bands, the 80s pop music, etc., etc. Now that I'm older, I have found so many different varieties of music that I actually enjoy. I try my best to find at least one or two songs in each genre that I like. Sadly, there are genres out there that I don't like. I've said that in a previous video before. Black metal, death metal. Cannot frickin' stand them. I know there's people out there that do like that type of music. All the power to you. Favorite bands? I have to say Moonshine Bandits, The Lax, Old Cash Cowboys, Nickelback, music like that. I'm actually, yes, I'll admit to this, I'm a huge Robert Palmer fan. I'm also a huge Rick Astley fan. Laugh all you want, but those are my two favorite bands from the 80s. Love country, but it's more, I like more the outlaw country style of music. Yeah, it's, do a YouTube search, you'll understand what I'm talking about once you do a YouTube search. That was actually how I discovered a lot of it. Other bands that I like are Lacuna Coil, Epica, yeah, bands like that. A lot of country artists I like. Yeah, it varies. Favorite authors: Laurel K. Hamilton, Sherilyn Kenyon. Growing up, it used to be Stephen King and Anne Rice. Those used to be my favorites. Now it's more Laurel K. Hamilton and Sherilyn Kenyon and Kim Harrison, Lisa Jackson, along those lines. What else? Yeah, I kind of had a few little points written down today, but I'm kind of just playing by the seat of my pants here for this video, so I may end up recording it 2 or 3 times, or just use this entire video for it. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. Yeah, I know I said I was going to do a separate video about the religion I was baptized under. Decided there really is no point. Because there's actually just a couple of other little add-ons that I want to add on to for what I've already said. In my family, we never followed the Ukrainian Greek Orthodox religion to the letter. We never celebrated every Ukrainian Christmas. We never went to church every Sunday or every Easter Sunday, etc., etc. Every once in a while on Ukrainian Christmas, we did have family over for a big feast. It's like 12 meatless dishes, and it was really good. Sometimes we had fish, sometimes we didn't, but generally it was 12 completely meatless dishes for the meal. In terms of Easter, it was like English Easter, where on Good Friday you didn't eat meat, and then on Easter Sunday you fasted until from the time you finished supper on Saturday night until you got home from the basket of blessed food on Sunday. Yes, we did have to pack a basket of food, kind of just standard that type of year food that we would get blessed by the priest at the church. Then, not always, but every once in a while, if my mom and me went to church, we'd invite one of my aunts and uncles over for breakfast afterwards, and just enjoy our company. Sometimes throughout the day, people would stop in to visit and say hello for coffee or whatever. In our religion also, there's something called paroda. Loosely translated into English, it means blessing of the graves. Yeah, and it literally is. The priest comes around and blesses the graves. It's just basically a way for us to honor the people that came before us, to keep their memory alive, and if their spirit is watching, for them to know that there are people still out there that care about them and still think about them. What we also do there is another basket. There's generally bread, some fruit, and some candies that the person that had passed on enjoyed. And then after the gravesite, because there's a church service inside the church before, and then there's another service at the gravesite. And then after the gravesite service is over, you take the basket that was blessed by the priest, and you give it to somebody that actually reminds you of the person that had deceased. I'll use my grandfather as an example. So if I'd made a basket in his memory, afterwards I would go, say if one of my cousins reminded me of this person, I would hand the basket over to this person in memory of my grandfather, because they remind me of each other. Okay. Growing up when I was a kid, we'd actually have like huge potlucks actually at the gravesite with lots of food. We'd all sit, maybe have a couple of drinks afterwards, and it was literally an all-day thing. As people are getting older, there's less and less desire from each family to actually stay at the graveyard. What generally happens is that before and after the service, we'll all get together, like whoever's there, visit, catch up with whoever's there. And then we'll do the exact same thing afterwards for the people that we may want to catch up with that we didn't have a chance to before the service started. And then we'll go on our respective ways and to our families and have dinner to whoever's cooking the meal. I don't know if it's actually changed, but when my parents got married, The rule was that as long as one person was baptized as that faith, the other person didn't have to be. So, which is why my parents ended up getting married in a Ukrainian Greek Orthodox church, was because my mom was baptized Ukrainian Greek Orthodox, but my dad is Roman Catholic, and he wasn't forced to change his faith for them to marry. And lo and behold, my mom got pregnant with me a month later, and then after they got married, and then 9 months later, I was born. And yes, my parents were married before she got pregnant with me. The math works out that they were married. Yeah, I know there's still a lot of old school people out there that will be wondering about that. Nowadays, my generation and younger doesn't really matter. You can cohabitate and have as many kids as you want. That's just the way things are nowadays. What else? Avid reader. My accent totally comes out when I'm around my family. I'm sure that once you watch the Christmas vlog, you'll understand what I'm talking about. You'll hear the accent, because when I was playing the video back, everything that was recorded around my family, where I was speaking, totally heard my bastardized Ukrainian Canadian accent. That's just the way it is, and never fails. I can't help it. It's natural habit for that to come out. Okay. There might be more later. Might not be. But for right now, at this moment in time, that's it.